Talking about economic infrastructural development in the road sector and in the railway sector. Roads infrastructure. The Eastern region has a total road network of 7,147 kilometers. That is composed of 1,350 urban roads, 4,247 kilometers feeder roads, as well as 1,550 kilometers of trunk road. The road sector agencies have since 2017 implemented various activities to improve road condition in the region, and I can give you a breakdown. For the Department of Urban Roads, work has been done on 315 kilometers of urban roads in 45 contracts, 147 kilometers of asphaltic overlay on selected roads in 5 contracts, 168 kilometers of rehabilitation and upgrading in 40 contracts. For the departments of feeder roads, 922.76 kilometers of various roads costing about 1,272 Ghana cedis have been completed. 48.92 kilometers of roads completed under the Cocoa Roads sector. And we have also completed 3 steel bridges costing 8.12 meters in Denchembo, Asene Manso, Accra. 106 kilometers of bituminous surfacing of roads are also ongoing, as well as 2,046 kilometers of various roads under the feeder roads currently underway, and they are costing the nation about 7,993 Ghana cedis. Under the Ghana Highway, 525.5 kilometers of total trunk road network out of the 1,550 in the region is currently undergoing various improvement works, and 50 kilometers of town roads are also under various enhancement works. Some of the town roads are taken by the Ghana Highway, particularly in areas where we don't have the urban roads. Under the railway development, the Eastern region stretch of the Tema Impakadine railway track, costing over $230 million US, has reached the final point at Impakadine, and it will greatly boost the local economy when it is opened. The 3 road agencies have, through various annual budgets programs since January 2017, helped to improve the condition mix on our road. And maybe I give that in a table. For example, the Ghana Highway Authority has 806 kilometers, that is 52% of the total road network as good, 527 as fair, whilst 217 kilometers can be described as poor. For the feeder roads, 2,058.15 kilometers can be described as good, 1,247.23 kilometers can be described as fair, whilst 942 kilometers can be said to be poor. Business growth and development, particularly the one district, one factory. Investment right. The region has compiled investment report on 29 MMDs. We have also conducted 2 investment tours to the Indaba Festival in South Africa. We have received 3 investment teams from South Africa, China, and Spain. We have also conducted 2 regional trade fora from 2017. We have had 3 business resource centers built and completed at Chebi, at Impoku, and Kade, and they are now in operation. 4 other BAC centers are ongoing and very soon will be completed. The MBSSI and EDEF have been able to expend 17.63 million Ghana cedis to support 16,759 MSMEs in the region, and 2,318 youths have been given training in income-generating activities. For the One District, One Factory program, 23 industries have been initiated 11 of them completed and are operating, including the Kencity Timber Recovery Limited, Glofed Ghana at Asuboi, Brompton Portfolio Limited at Nsawam Prisons, Margaret's Garment Industries at Koforidua, Accra Farms Limited at Apasare in the Kwapin North District, Zuria Carbon Products in New Abrim, Miracle Fruit Processing Ghana at Suhum, Prime Hold also in Suhum, Happy Sunshine Company Limited in Chichiure, Strongman Foods and Farms Limited in Akusi. All these are in operation. Agriculture, contribution to the cocoa production, planting for food and jobs, planting for export and rural development, as well as rearing for food and jobs. For the cocoa sector, the number of farms in 2017 that were under the program were 2,157, and we engaged 1,593 pollinators, and that gave us a yield of 1,419 metric tons. In 2018, 4,499 farms were considered, and pollinators engaged were 2,143, and that gave us a yield of 2,350,000 metric tons. In 2019, 8,550 farms were considered, and 2,363 pollinators were engaged, giving us a yield of 6,455 metric tons. The figure for the current season is yet to be compiled. Planting for export and rural development, the PED. PED is being implemented by all the 33 districts. The adopted crops are coffee, oil palm, coconut, cashew, mango, and rubber. For the oil palm, as of now, 1,528,572 seedlings have been supplied. For coffee, 94,000 seedlings have been supplied. For coconut, 52,070 have been supplied. Cashew, 683,200 have been supplied. For mango, 144,500 seedlings have been supplied. For rubber, 39,890 have been supplied. Rearing for food and jobs. Under the program, 5,500 corporals have been distributed to 550 farmers as starter stocks. Planting for food and jobs. PFJ is in all the 33 districts, cultivating maize, rice, legumes, and vegetables. A total of 17,082.98 hectares have been put under maize cultivation since 2017 after distribution of 8,541 bags of seed to 27,835 farmers. 4,116 bags of rice seed have also been distributed to 3,003 farmers who have cultivated a total of 4,116.5 hectares. A total of 3,899.60 hectares of vegetables have been cultivated by 4,964 farmers, supplied with 9,749 sachets of vegetable seeds. Total beneficiaries is shown in this graph. In 2017, we targeted 15,000 farmers, and we managed to increase it to 16,968. In 2018, we targeted 45,000 farmers, but at the end of the year, 54,396 farmers were under the program. In 2019, we targeted 80,000 farmers. We ended up with 87,134. In 2020, we have targeted 105,000 farmers, but as at October, we have been able to engage and deal with 107,236. And I want to share with you a story of a galamseya, somebody who was doing serious galamsey, but then the Department of Agriculture was able to contact him and convince him to come out of the galamsey pits and engage in agriculture. And he chose to plant the crop we call taro. Taro is what we call brobe in Twi. And this man is called Issa Lamina. He has established 8 acres of taro farm tolerant to the taro leaf blight at Achimakropong, in Pame, in Kwabe, and in Sechere. He has more than 1 acre planting materials multiplication site that he distributes to other farmers in the region. In 2018 alone, he was able to buy a lot of things, renovate his house, get motorbikes for himself, and now he's like a model in his community. If you see the life of Issa Lamina, you would love to go into the field and maybe plant taro. Coming to the social sector development, I'll talk a little bit about health, education, and LIP. 33 state-of-the-art ambulances have been distributed to all the offices of the ambulance service. Sword has been cut for the construction of the first phase of the 280-bed capacity regional hospital. In fact, the hospital, when completed by the second phase, will have a 600-bed capacity hospital. Sword has also been cut for the construction of 4 new district hospitals at Nkwetia, Enyinam, Adukrum, and Jumapo for the Kwau East, Atiwa East, Okere, and New Jabe North districts, respectively. Rehabilitation and expansion works are also ongoing at Aburi, which is the Akwapim South District Hospital, Chebi Government Hospital, Atibie Government Hospital, and Tetekwashi Memorial Hospital. The Tetekwashi Memorial Hospital was built in the early 60s by our first president. Since then, not a pin has been, applied to the hospital. But now, the hospital has been given a 14 million euro cash to rehabilitate completely the hospital. And Aburi District Hospital was built by the Presbyterians in 1897 using mud bricks. But now it's been raised down, and a new hospital, 60-bed capacity hospital has been built. It's almost complete. To improve access to health, MMDAs in the region have also built 43 CHIP compounds around the region. 3,248 newly recruited personnel have also been posted to boost the healthcare delivery in the region. Coming to education, public SHS enrollment has increased from 127,095 in 2016-2017 academic year to 175,625 in the just ended academic year, an increase of about 38.2%, thanks to the free SHS. Public TVET enrollment has also increased from 6,177 to 8,812, and the increase is about 42.6%. 2 additional SHS schools have been established since January 27, 2017 in the region at Apidwa and Amwana Praso, increasing the number from 89 to 91 SHS. And in this region, we are the region that has the greater number of SHS coming after Ashanti region. They have about 120, and now we have 100. 91 SHS and 9 TVET institutions. 98 out of the 215 infrastructure comprising classroom blocks, dormitories, administration blocks, science labs, dining halls that were initiated early 2017 have been completed. and have been handed over for use. This is in a bid to probably eliminate the double track. Work is steadily progressing on the model SHS at Achima Bomosu. The project is about 60% complete. 133,372 and 184,464 students benefited from the free textbook program in the 2018 and 2019, 2020 academic years. Other interventions, 38,392 pupils benefited from the free BCE registration in 2020. 105,576 pupils also enjoyed the 1 hot meal a day at the JHS level. All 33 district directors of education have been supplied with 4x4 pickup Isuzu. And this is significant for monitoring. The phase 1 of the University for Environment and Sustainable Development, Asomania, costing 45.575 million euros, has been completed and now in use. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, cut the sword for the second phase, which will complete the full facility at the Somanya, and it is costing the nation 49.871 million euros, and work has commended. Livelihood empowerment against poverty, that is the LEAP that we all know. The number of households on the program has increased from 18,800 in December 2016 to 25,319 by the end of October 2020. Let's talk a bit about job creation. In education, a total number of 6,445 people have been employed since 2017. And they are as follows: teaching staff, 4,669, non-teaching staff, 1,776, adding up to 6,445. In the cocoa sector, hand pollinators, 9,701 have been employed, and they are working seriously. In local government service, we have 713 employed. In health, we have 66 doctors employed, nurses, 2,372, and other paramedics and other staff, 810 have been employed. So in the youth in employable skills, we have 7 models. So there are 16,101 of them that have been employed. If you go to youth in forestry, we have 523 supervisors engaged, assistant supervisors, 344, field assistants, 8,130, bringing a total to 8,997 employees in the youth in forestry. Job creation continued. In the education sector, for NAPCO, we have 2,205 engaged. Those in Heal Ghana are 445. Enterprise Ghana, 420. Civic Ghana, 440. Feed Ghana, 550. Revenue Ghana, 2,341. So NAPCO trainees that have been engaged in the Eastern region total 7,401. I will want probably to bring my address to a close, and if maybe you will want to watch the pictures that are showing, these are some of the developmental infrastructure that are ongoing. The one you see there is the new bridge for the rail line that is taking us to Mpakadai. And you can see the railway track. The track is almost complete, except for sectional portions that we'll have to do. And this railway line from Mpakadai will take us to the north and to Burkina Faso. And there is going to be built an inland port at Mpakadai. And come and see, people are buying the land like roasted plantain. Yes, so come around. Eastern region, Yawadioye, come and invest in the Eastern region. There is peace, there is security, And that is why we are all calling on all of you to give Nana Addo 4 more years to do more for you. Thank you very much. Mama, I thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Please give him another round of applause. Thank you. And
Bibia Hucha, no word pa. Obiat me by and she monubi. When you were bushing na bet me a baby. Memne Dana, Quesia de Bia, she mo be the Semedia San Church Bible. When I want ya dance for pound of common one.
Yen she mu ba conso, and your Bible Kwana is yan. Was signed to tea my hunipum casa.
Obia to me back Christopher and she monobi. And ye who dance for one.
Oba ye who dance for and she more. Benya Bible in church. Nipa or Hobema when ye G. Now bet me you and Uncle Point.
Ghana Means Business, brought to you by Goyle. Goyle, good energy.
Ghana Means Business. Your story, our message.
The name Specialized. Why that name and what is so special about it?
I would say NS has he has a thing for special. My company name is Special Investment. Why don't we call it Specialized? And I said, let's go with it.
What would you have liked to have done differently if you had to go back?
When we were getting started with CSD, we were, let's start small. That was the biggest mistake.
Be part of it with your host, Nana Fredia Ajiman Pambo. Catch Ghana Means Business on Thursdays from 8 to 8:30 p.m. and repeat on Saturday from 10 to 10:30 a.m. on GTV and DSTV channel 278.
From September 1st, Ghana is going 100% paperless at the port.
No, we are here for all of us our interests, not for any individual interest.
As for paperless, no dear. But we need more education.
Any situation which throws light is a good situation. Iron Port is a perfect intervention.
Iron Port is also adding to the growth of the countries going forward in development.
Iron Port has come to upgrade and promote the industry.
Iron Ports, showing this and every Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. on GTV. Iron Ports, transparency in doing business and building nation. Proudly brought to you by
Hello and welcome to the Helping Hand TV show with me, the voice of ability on air for persons with disability. This is the special Election Watch series where we bring you all the news, the views and the interviews from the disability community.
In their manifestos, they should cater for persons with disability.
Society free of discrimination and stigmatization.
We expect government to ensure that all the public facilities are accessible.
Election is in the air. We must vote based on policies. And our elected officials must know what actually we at the grassroots are going through, especially we in the disability community. It is a special Election Watch series.
The Helping Hand TV show with the Bishop, showing this and every Saturday at 6 p.m. on GTV, DSTV channel 278 and on our social media platforms.
The glorious church is a reflection of God's beauty, character and nature. The glorious church is God's workmanship, created for good works, light for a dark world and salt for the earth. The glorious church must be pure and impactful
for it is the only institution mandated to bring life and hope to the nations. Plug in to the annual theme of the Church of Pentecost for 2020, a glorious church to possess the nations. Come, let us drink deep from the word through which we are being cleansed and washed to become a radiant church. Welcome to Pentecost Hour, God's timely word for our dying world.
Celebrate what you have become and become what you celebrate. These are the words of St. Augustine of Hippo. Come and join us celebrate our sanctification in the Holy Spirit.
Watch Catholic Digest every Saturday from 6 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. on GTV.
Unfortunately killed the member of parliament in the central region. They thought they could use Ashanti region as a place of abode. We arrested them and handed them over to the security agencies. Car snatching, now we've been able to control it. Residential robberies is also minimal. We put several strategies in place to minimize this problem. And these include that, some areas without the greater Kumasi, in the night, those areas are very dark. And the Regional Security Council, we identified all these places. And thankful to the Ministry of Energy, they've given us street lights. So we've eliminated all those places to minimize the risk for those places serving as hideouts for criminals. And also, we've commissioned about 23 police stations in addition, and the police service, they've provided us with additional personnel. We have joint military, police and military task force that carry out intelligence-led sweeps. And then when the people were arrested, they are examined critically, and those that we don't find any fault with, we leave them, and the rest are prosecuted at the law courts. We are also educating the people. We use the media to educate the people, and we are also increasing police military visibility. Roads. So far, 189 road contracts have been awarded since 2017. Department of Urban Roads 49, and making 695 kilometers. Ghana Highways 40, 569, and then feeder roads 100 contracts, all making 189, totaling 2,099 kilometers. When we came to power, the major problem in Ashanti region was roads. And everybody was talking about roads. But now, if you come to Ashanti region, you hardly hear people complaining about the roads. At least most of the roads have been fixed. In terms of railways, we have an ongoing project that is Kumasi-Obuasi double gauge standard railway line. The railway line this country inherited since colonial time was the single gauge, but this one is the double gauge standard railway line, which we are going to have. And there are extensions from the eastern line and then the western line to join Buankra. Those who are aware of the Buankra inland port, even before I joined politics, said that project was not going to see the light of the day. Because you see, when you are creating an inland port, you need a bulk carry system that will carry the goods in bulk from the port up to where you have the inland port. Then the individuals will come and pick their goods from there. But if you tell me I should use an articulated truck to carry my goods from Tema, come and put it at Bankra, and use another articulated truck and carry it to maybe Tamale or Burkina Faso, nobody will do that. So now the sword has been cut this time again, and because they are going to link the railway lines, and that will make Buankra inland port a reality. So what you see there are some of the roads For Ashanti region, because we have 43 MMDAs, when you are making presentations, it's very difficult. When they told me 15 minutes, I said, you just put anything there. When I get there, I will talk. Because even if I want to pick a project per district, it will take more than the 15 minutes they are talking about. Now, some people said they've constructed Kumasi International Airport, spending over $29 million US on that particular project, just providing lights on the runway. And they thought maybe mere changing the name of Kumasi Airport to Kumasi International Airport made it international. Have they seen any flight coming from London to Kumasi? Or from Istanbul to Kumasi? We are now building proper international airport for which we are extending the runway by an additional 230 meters, and it can take Boeing 737-800, and that is what we call international airport. So that I can check in Kumasi, will not stop in Accra, I can fly straight to UK. And that is what we are going to see. Latest, by middle of next year, you will see the Kumasi International Part, proper international airport, not airport by nomenclature. Then education. Free SHS, we have been the major beneficiaries because we have the greatest number of senior high schools in the region. You see, you look at the enrollment, you compare 2016, 2017 to that of 2019, 2020. There's a difference of 88,303, which represents about 47% increase, which is very phenomenal. You know, during the era of the COVID, as you are all aware, Ashanti region was second apart from Greater Accra. So we had serious problem. Even during the partial lockdown period, we were among the regions that were affected. Some people, when there was the need for our students to go back to school and write their exams, others said if they go to school, they will be dying in numbers. But thanks to the Almighty Father, they didn't die. They finished their exams. And the president, the government, provided the items you see on the screen to our senior high school students. Tissue paper, 39,207. You have all the numbers, hand sanitizers, 558,304. Then the BECE exams, which some people say we should defer, and we didn't defer, because if you have a visionary leader that can lead you and put systems in place, you can surmount any task that is ahead of you. So they were able to write the exams and write them peacefully without what some doomsayers were predicting. So these are the numbers. What gladdens my heart most is that you can realize that this time, unlike previously, where the gap between the male and female students was wider, the female students are closing up the gap. And I believe that in some few years, they will lead the boys, because in the country, the population of females far outnumbers that of the men. Now, massive educational infrastructure. You won't believe that from 2017 to date, Ashanti region, we've received 702 educational infrastructure, 424 at the basic level, and 278 at the senior high school level. Get Fund alone has provided 243 of these structures. You know, all these structures are aimed at ending the double track. Because if you listen to the government, during the introduction of the double track, The government said maybe after some 5 years or so, we should be able to end the double track. And if you are going to end it, then you need such massive infrastructure that will absorb all the students. These are some of the few that we posted here. Fortunately, I posted one from my own district, Bosomtwi. You can see a newly built senior girls' high school at Bosomtwi. And I'm sure the pictures, that is a newly built senior girls' high school. So when they tell you that we've not built any new senior high school, you let them talk. When we go around, we don't talk about, I don't talk about what is in Accra. I don't talk about what is in Upper West. I don't talk about what is in the Eastern region. I tell you what is there in your district before I come to national issues. So let them go around and talk. The people are seeing the projects down there, and the people are going to vote for the projects, and we are going to win. Sanitation was the third problem we had in the region. Fortunately, there's some improvement, significant improvement. The president commissioned the waste recycling and compost plant at Esreso, Adeja, which is, they are going to use it to produce fertilizers or compost. And then the other aspects, the other solid waste like the plastics, they will recycle those ones and sell to the plastic companies. Then we have decommissioned the old Oti landfill site, which was taking waste from PMA and adjoining districts and municipalities. What I've shown here, the government has evacuated some refuse heap in the region. Some of them are as old as 50 years, 30 years, 40. There's one they said 100 years, which I don't believe it anyway, because the 100 years to me, I don't know those people around that area, how many of them were alive some 100 years back. But this is one example at Accra overseas. This one, they say, has been there for about 35 years. And it's true, I believe, it's about 35 years. You see, you look at the first picture, here is on the left. You can realize that the heap is close to the electricity line. You watch closely, the one, whether it's on your left too, but here it's on my left. You look closely, you can see that the heap is just some few meters to the electricity line. So that is how serious it was. And now we've been able to evacuate everything, and this is after the evacuation. We finished some few. And we've done 10 of these. So what we are going to do is that we are now going to prepare the place and use those areas for other purposes. And because now with the commissioning of the waste recycling and composite plant, most of the waste will go to that factory, and we will not need to have such problems occurring again. Then the health sector. If you remember, an AIDS journalist called Seth Kwame Boateng of Multimedia carried out a documentary at Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, where we had some babies, about 6 of them, to put together and all those things. And then when the First Lady, Her Excellency Rebecca Akufo-Addo, heard of it, she built a modern mother and baby unit for us at Konfanochi Teaching Hospital to solve that problem. So we no longer have that problem at Konfanochi. At the same place, they were having serious problems with oxygen. So we built 5.4 million Ghana cedi double oxygen plant at Konfanochi. So that problem too has been resolved. You can just imagine during the period of the COVID, if we did not have this oxygen plant, several things could have happened. Again, we built a 24-hour pharmacy block at Konfanochi. There are several of these that have been built, and then another 47-unit, 4-story house officers accommodation at the same place, Konfanochi. There are some projects that were started by former President Kufuor, what we call irrigate projects. And then it was continued by the late Professor Mills and former President Mahama. They reached about 60% there. We've continued and completed some of them. The rest at various stages. Some of them are about 80%, 90%. Some 2-3 weeks ago, the president was in the Ashanti region, specifically Tepa, to commission the Tepa Municipal Hospital. And then about 4 days ago, too, we were in Bekwai to commission the Bekwai District Municipal Hospital. So if anybody tells you that health facilities or projects that were ongoing before the change in government, we've abandoned them, it's a lie. If we abandoned them, how did we commission Tepa? How come we've commissioned Bekwai? And we are commissioning a ferry military hospital before the end of this month. Those who are used to Komfanochi, there was a maternity and children's block that was started by the late Kutwe Champon. I'm sure we have several people here. That block is older than them because the block is over 44 years and government upon government have not been able to complete it. Now, Nanado Dankwe Kufuado, cut sword, and the project is now ongoing. And I'm assuring you, by the end of next year, that project, over 600-bed capacity hospital, will be completed. Recently, the health minister was in the region to cut sword for 5 district hospitals or municipal hospitals. The one at Drobonso, which is in Sechira Franklins district, and then we have Chedie, which is Achumakwa, that is the capital of Achumakwa. Then we have Manson Kwanta, Amansia West district, Sabrunum is Ahafuano Southeast, and that of Swami could not come on because of lack of land. So they are still looking for a suitable place where they can come and cut the sword. But the 4 that the sword was cut, they are working on it. We have about 83 chip compounds. These are some few of them. Then what you see here is the Afari Military Hospital. It's almost complete. They are now working on the landscaping. About 1 month ago when I went there, it was 85%. I went there last week and they told me it's 93% complete. And they are going to finish by the end of this month so that we commission it. What you see there, that is the second zip line project. What some people said the government was going to use, I'm sorry, all apologies to the ladies, to view the nakedness of women. What an absurdity. This one has delivered more than 7,000 drugs to various health centers. What people understand most is when you mention drones. But when you mention zip lines, some of them don't get it well. So what we call the drones that deliver medical equipment and other resources. What you have there is the Tepa. We have the Tepa. Sorry, the drone continues. You have the drone. Those pictures are at the drone center, and then we have the Tepa Hospital too. Agriculture. We are participating in all the government projects, the Planting for Food and Jobs, 1 district, 1 warehouse, paid. And then the game changer in agriculture in the region, that's the Greenhouse Village project. In the Planting for Food and Jobs in 2019, the total number was 267,605, males 195,320, and females 72,285. Currently, the table you see down there is for 2020. As of September, we had achieved 58,228. It's likely we will not be able to attain the 2019 figure because of the COVID. You know, we are among the lockdown regions, and it affected us. So those figures are inputs, etc. They were supplied. And then Akumadine, this is the greenhouse project. So the pictures you see are from the greenhouse. And just to give a short brief, with the greenhouse, they have training centers attached. So they train them there and they do practicals there. And they produce vegetables. At a point, they send them to Israel to also look at how it's done in Israel. And then they come back and do practicals before they are distributed. Anybody who is interested, you come and see me. I will let them build one greenhouse for you, and then you start producing vegetables. Sports. We came to meet the new Biase Sports Stadium, and let me give you short brief about that. When we came, we went to the place with the technical people, and they told us that the alignment of the park was wrong. And even if you continue with that project, FIFA will not sanction any FIFA match to be played there. So it was going to be waste of resources. Secondly, fortunately, the minister is also aware of what I'm saying. The second issue was there was no dedicated source of funding for that particular project. As we speak, we don't know where they were getting the money from to start that project. It was just a political project. And then Babayara Sports Stadium is being renovated. What you see in the picture is the Nyinahin Sports Stadium, newly built, which is about 95% complete. So the next one is the same. Then, while I'm ending, that is why I told you Ashanti region, if you give me even all the time, I can't do it. So we try to shorten it without giving too much details. Already we've acquired land of over 3,000 for industrial park, and that is closer to the Buankra Inland Port. Then we have business resource centers. You know, we have 12, but 7 of them have been completed. Then we have what we call Kumawu Technology Solution Center. They are going to build smaller machinery for small to medium enterprises to use. That one is also completed. 1D, 1F, we have 99 sanctioned, 23 completed and working, that is functional, and then 76 of them are ongoing. What you see there is Casapreco fruit juice and water processing factory at Tanoso in the Kordaso municipal. Finally, I wish to express our sincere gratitude to the President for the way he managed the COVID pandemic in the region, because it was going to devastate the whole region. But fortunately, with his good measures and the systems he put in place, the severity of the pandemic was minimized. Currently, that is as at 8th of this month, we had the total number of cases, 11,055, number of deaths, 104. Those recovered, 10,908. Currently, we have active cases for the 3. 40 of them are home-based, and 3 of them are on admissions. All the private isolation centers that we acquired during the peak of the pandemic, we've given all of them back. We had TUC giving us 94-room facility. We had NAT also giving us about 300-room facility. We had 2 hotels at Obuasi, and then Professor Frimpong Boatin also gave us facility. Fortunately, because of the massive decline in the spread, we have returned all these things to the private owners. But the only assurance I'm giving you, and the final one, and most important, that we can only give 4 more years to Nana if we vote number 1 on December 7th. So go and vote number 1 on December 7th. Vote for number 1 for Nana. Vote number 1 for the Member of Parliament. And then we will give Nana 4 more years to do more for us. Get assured, 47 is on course. Difference of 1.5 million is on course. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Simon Osei, Minister of the Ashanti region. Please give him another round of applause. Thank you. It is the turn of the Greater Accra region. Without much ado, please welcome Honorable Ishmael Ashite. Thank you, sir. 15 minutes. And then a little room over 15 minutes.
Then that is 20 minutes. Honorable Regional Ministers, Deputy Minister of Information, MMDC present, our brothers and sisters from the press, ladies and gentlemen. The presentation for the Greater Accra region will focus on the following sectors: security, health, sanitation, education, water, agricultural roads, and other infrastructural development projects. First, let's look at the profile of the region. Greater Accra region is located in the south-central portion of Ghana and covers an area of 3,245 square kilometers, which is 1.36% of the total land area of Ghana. Our coastline is about 225 kilometers from Langma to the west, Langma from the west, and then Adanfo in the east. We have boundaries with the eastern region, the Volta region, the Gulf, and the Gulf of Guinea. Greater Accra region has 29 administrative districts, with the Regional Coordinating Council as the highest political and administrative authority. 29 of districts that we have, 2 of them are metropolitan, 23 are municipal, and 4 districts. The RCC, as you know, we've been working with the local government service. Let's look at the population of Greater Accra, which is close to about 5 million projected. And our growth rate, which is 2.8%, national average is 2.4%, so we are far ahead of the average in the country. The density, we have a very high density per square kilometer. You know, the area is very small, but the population is very big. Let's move to security. The general situation remains peaceful and calm. But one thing that Nana Akufo-Addo and his administration have been able to achieve that many people are not talking about is that for so many years, the people of Ghana have been able to install a chief in the person of Abiasuma Neitekotu II. There is also solution of chieftaincy problems at Teshi. They were having problem with chieftaincy. But today, the people of Teshi can boast of a chief, Bechonlo Ni Ashite Akomfram. There is another solution at Pampram, and recently, the Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs are working of Ningo, which I'm sure will be settled very soon. So in actual fact, the region has been able to solve a number of chieftaincy disputes and problems that we have. The next one is land litigation. It's also associated with chieftaincy. And so since the chieftaincy situation is improving, the land guard issue have also started improving in the Greater Accra region. We have activities of the Western Togoland Restoration Front, but RESEC acted swiftly, and we have been able to ensure peace and security in the region concerning the Western Togoland Restoration Front. The region have provided some infrastructure in the area of security. If we can go on, we will see. This one was commissioned by His Excellency the President. I was present. It's at Adenta. They built it on their own. The former Chief Justice was there. There is another one that is under construction at Adan East. So many of them. This one is a police building at Cantonment. And we have a completed police station at Big Adan, one at Shai Osudoku, and other places that we have provided infrastructure to make sure that security works in the region. Then we move to health. You know, COVID-19 started here. The region recorded its first COVID-19 positive cases on the 13th of March 2020. At the initial phase of the epidemic, the region was recording an average of 500 cases on a daily basis. However, through intensive efforts such as surveillance and enhanced contact tracing, mask wearing, hand washing, and social distancing, these have reduced drastically. It was just recent that the President have cautioned us again that the numbers have started to rise. So we'll go back, everybody, the chief executives here, we go back and do what we know to do best, to make sure that we wash our hands, we put on our nose mask, and adhere to all the protocols so that we can bring the number back down, maybe eradicate it completely. We have these numbers here indicating the total confirmed cases, total death, total recoveries, and total activity that we can look at and know the way we are going. The region reactivated the Regional Health Emergency Committee. That is a committee that is in place. And as you know, we are, like I said, the epicenter is here. So we have to be doing things right. And we inaugurated the emergency committee. We also had surveillance to make sure that we locate where the pandemic is, and we do contact tracing to slow down the transmission. I think this has continued for so many months now, and that is why we've been able to control the pandemic in the region. Today it is Accra. When we talk of the pandemic, it is Accra. And therefore, we are going to continue to fight it very hard to make sure that the pandemic gets out of Accra. And when it's out of Accra, it means it's out of the country. We also did some disinfection and then fumigation. And even I think this week, we are going to continue with that. we're going to start from the market, try to disinfect some of these markets, and then fumigate some very public places to make sure that we control the pandemic at our marketplaces and public places where we have many of our people going on daily basis to do their businesses. RESEC also embarked on activities to enforce the various directives by His Excellency the President. RCC also promoted the use of virtual platforms for meetings. So instead of us coming to meet like this, we have stopped with at the RCC. We do virtual meetings where I sit in my office, everybody sits at where he or she is, and then we do our meetings to make sure that we control activities in the region. At the MMDA's level, RCC ensured compliance at the MMDC office's premises, including the implementation of business continuity plan, flexible working hours. We make sure that some people go to work at a certain period, whilst others stay away and then interchange as we wish. These have reduced the number of people coming together under one roof, so that we believe that has also assisted us to reduce the pandemic. We have some of the MMDCs put up structures, and with the Ministry of Health also adding to make sure that we put up something like isolation centers and others to assist us to be able to manage the pandemic. And these are the list, areas where we have these isolation centers and COVID-19 isolation centers and places where we can treat COVID-19. One that we did recently was at the Dodowa, that is Shai Osudoku Assembly, where they have a newly disease control center that the president himself was there to commission. You can see that when they show the pictures. It's a modern type of building, and these are some of them, chief compound. These are all helping in the treatment of the COVID-19 pandemic. But the one I'm talking of is the Shai Osudoku one. Yes, this one, the president himself was there to commission it. There are others like at Oshie, Adan West, Adan East, Wejagbawe, so many other places. Now let's move from here to sanitation. Sanitation, like I said, I saw the Ashanti region showing heaps of, we were having a fajatos all over. And we've been able to get one factory from Zoom Lion at the Kolebu area to treat plastic materials and then also separate that from what we use for compost. A bigger one in the Amasaman area, very big one also for Zoom Lion, that is also working now. So we have stopped sending waste to some of the area, like the landfill site, which I can call that Fajato. We've limited sending of waste to those areas. The president recently cut short for the construction of other waste and compost treatment plants that we are sure when those are completed, we will stop dumping at places like the landfillings. facilities, that's for sanitation. They've put up some toilets here and there. But the one big thing that has happened in the Greater Accra region, that is the Gamma project. Most of our assemblies are under the Gamma project. They've built thousands of toilets, household toilets in the various houses, thousands of them that we've not been mentioning because that is a big thing. We take the big ones that serve a large group of people, but these ones concentrate on household. Most households in Accra are now having a toilet, which is one good thing. One good thing, and I am sure that because of this toilet system, the installation of the Gamanche under the Nana Akufo-Addo government, and then the building of the Jamestown Harbour, the people of Odududu this time will vote for the New Patriotic Party. So we see these are some of the toilets that are under sanitation. Some of them were constructed by the assemblies themselves, others were constructed by the sanitation ministry, which we see around here. Then we go to education. Education, I think in Greater Accra, the literacy rate is 82%, which is much higher than the national average of 59%. It means we are learning and learning very well in Accra. Yes. Because of that, we have so many infrastructure facilities in the region. We cannot even put all of them here. Well, recently I have to go around from school to inspect some of these. And all over the place, all the schools, you can mention them. In the Greater Accra region, you will see one or two projects taking place in the schools, almost all the schools in Greater Accra. You will see some of them like Medina, that is this one in particular, that is Medina Municipal Assembly, Line Quantanan. Recently, it was just, I think last week or so, I was there with the president to commission this one. We have some at Laboni, some everywhere. Every school you go to, there is something. If they will show you, there are so many of them. I remember I myself sitting in to award close to about 35 schools projects in the Greater Accra region for schools. That is from Tema all the way from Adan to Accra, girls, everywhere. So the number of projects we have, there are many, they are here, you will see them. We have so many. So many school projects in the Greater Accra region under the Nana Addo Akufo-Addo government. They will be showing you the pictures. There are so many of them. Some at Punkatamansu, Adais, Ashalaja, so many, Aplakun. Then let's look at Accra. Accra is the capital city, and therefore we must make sure that people get good water to drink. Under this government, the Community Water and Sanitation Agency came out with 3 projects. These are the 3 district water supply scheme, and then Usuduku water supply scheme, and Kweman Damfa water supply scheme. The introduction of the 3 district water scheme have resulted in the increased daily water production from 1,500 meter cube per day to 2,200 meter cube per day. And the water losses has also reduced from 34% to 17.1%. The Community Water and Sanitation Agency has procured a package treatment plant for 100 meter cube per hour capacity, which will increase daily water production to 4,200 meter cube of water per day. When we leave the waters, we go to agriculture. We have a small land, so we don't do much agriculture. But the little we do is enough. Recently, I was with the president at the Pampram area to inspect these greenhouses that have been constructed. It has been done, it was done, and they have a training place like that of Ashanti, that they train the people, they send people to Israel also for further training, and then they come back. They are growing a lot of vegetables that we see on our markets. So the land is very small, so we are utilizing it properly to make sure that we can also produce for ourselves in Accra. Planting for food and jobs, about 33,088 farmers comprising 26,000, okay. So that is, we've been planting a lot. Then you will see, at Denta they have mushrooms here that they grow themselves in a small area. They can do a lot of mushroom growth. And then when we come to Accra, I think if we want to showcase road construction under Nana Akufo-Addo, we should look at Accra. Almost all the roads in Accra have got asphalt overlays. The few that have not got, on daily basis, telephone calls coming to my office. Because of that, I've not allowed the Minister of Road to have his peace. I'm always after him to make sure that he will continue to do the rest. Accra, sometimes I say it's Ghana, and Ghana is Accra. So let's do the roads in Accra. Let's do them very well as we have started. Many of them have been done. Places like Adan, where they are having petty problems because they are not under urban roads, but with feeder roads. And we are looking at that one to make sure that those places can also shift to urban roads so that they can also get asphalt road. Thank you very much for your attention. Okay, thank you, madam.
Thank you, Honorable. I know you've done a lot, so unfortunately we have to work within time. Please give him a bigger round of applause. And last but not least, we'll invite the Honorable Minister, Dr. Hafiz bin Sali, Upper West Region. Before he comes, please acknowledge the presence of Honorable Mrs. Elizabeth K.T. Saki, Deputy Regional Minister, Greater Accra Region. Thank you, Madam. Welcome. And Honorable Adjoa Mwakun, MC Tema West. Honorable Janet Tulasi Mensah, MC Ghana East. Welcome. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Colleague Ministers of State, our hard-working MMDCs, Chief Directors and Coordinating Directors present, ladies and gentlemen, I bring you greetings from the chiefs and people of the Upper West Region. My presentation will take this format: brief profile of the region, implementation of government projects and programs, i.e. economic sector, social sector, infrastructure, security situation of the Upper West Region, conclusion, and a photo gallery of some projects. The Upper West Region was created in January 1983. It has 11 administrative districts, and these districts also serve as constituencies. This is depicted in the map shown. The region has a projected population of 829,980, with 407,930 male and 442,450 female. The region covers a geographical area of 18,476 square kilometers. There are 32 paramountcies of chiefs and 186 divisional chiefs which jointly administer the region traditionally. There are 3 major ethnic groups, namely the Dagaba, Wala, and Sisala, and other minority groups who coexist peacefully. Economic sector. Under the Planting for Food and Jobs program, the people of the Upper West region embrace this program because agriculture is their mainstay of the economic activity of the region. Total acreage under cultivation increased from 260,703 hectares in 2019 to 267,259 acres in 2020 cropping season. The number of farmers increased from 162,621 beneficiaries in 2019 to 314,513 beneficiaries in 2020. When it comes to Planting for Food and Jobs program, we have more beneficiaries than any other region in spite of the small population. Also, 25 kg PFJ branded fertilizers were supplied to 3 million, was increased from 3,259,440 bags in 2019 to 4,615,025 bags in 2020. In addition, 1,927.35 metric tons of PFJ seeds made up of maize, rice, soya, tomato, chili pepper, onion, and carrots were distributed to farmers for the 2020 cropping season. No wonder the Upper West region is now one of the leading producers of maize in the country. To facilitate this process, 180 NAPCO staff were trained in 2019 on PFJ modalities, including the use of the electronic tracking system to monitor the sale of fertilizers. These recruits were maintained for the 2020 cropping season to provide the necessary technical support to farmers. Government provided 14 number pickup vehicles and 110 motorbikes to district departments and the Regional Department of Agriculture under the Modernizing Agriculture of Ghana MOG project to provide the necessary technical support to farmers. Rearing for Food and Jobs program. In 2019, the government introduced the Rearing for Food and Jobs program, which is the livestock component of the government flagship program, Planting for Food and Jobs. It seeks to address productivity challenges in the livestock sector in order to increase meat production, create jobs, and enhance income generation. The program was launched by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, on the 24th June 2019 in Wa in the Upper West region. As a start, 1,999 sheep were distributed to 200 farmers. It is also refreshing to note that 345 offspring of the parent sheep stock are ready for distribution to new farmers. Also, 2,500 cockerels were sold at subsidized price to 250 farmers. Beneficiary districts for the first phase of the program include Wa Municipal, Jirapa Municipal, Wa East, Sisala West, and Nandom districts. Planting for export and rural development. Under this program, 1,149,678 cashew seedlings were nursed and distributed to 21,394 beneficiaries for planting. Related to planting for export and rural development is the Youth in Afforestation program, which has employed 791 youth to help restore and rejuvenate the forest. One village, one dam. Each of the 11 constituencies were allocated 10 dams, totaling 110 in the region. Of this number, 83 sites have been taken over by contractors for the construction of dams. 57 have substantially been completed. Work on the remaining sub-projects were stalled by the outset of the race, but have since resumed. One district, one warehouse. Under the One District, One Warehouse program, 4-number warehouses at Bulenga, that is in the Wa East, Heng, Jirapa Municipal, Buse, Dafion Buse District, and Cheropon in the Nadoli Keleo District have been completed by the Ministry of Food and Agriculture. Also, 3-number 1,000 metric ton capacity warehouses located at Tumu in the Sisala East Municipal, Fancy, Wa East, and Lambuse in the Lambuse District are under construction through the Ministry of Special Development Initiative. Social sector education subsector, free senior high school program. A total of 33,697 students in senior high schools in the Upper West region also benefited from the free senior high school initiative introduced by the government. The enrollment for the 3 academic years are as follows, as shown on the screen. Ghana School Feeding Program. Under this program, a total of 214,691 people from kindergarten to primary 6 have enrolled onto it. However, following the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, the program is on hold because students are not going to school. Meanwhile, 44,358 people of JSS 2 and 3 who were directed to go back to school to complete their syllabi and write exams were fed with 1 hot meal per school day of attendance. Educational infrastructure. A total of 224 school infrastructure projects are being implemented since 2017 to date. 108 of the projects have been completed and in use, while 116 are ongoing. Each of the 11 district directors of education has been provided with a brand new pickup vehicle. Again, 85 motorbikes were allocated to the region for distribution to circuit supervisors to enhance monitoring and supervision. This distribution has been done. The regional director of education also took delivery of a brand new Toyota Land Cruiser Prado vehicle a few weeks ago. Social sector, health sector. The regional hospital located at Wa, the regional capital, has been completed and now operational. It was commissioned by His Excellency, the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, last year. 13 ambulances were received by the region and allocated to the various constituencies. 39 health infrastructure projects are being implemented in the region, of which 28 have been completed and 11 ongoing. 5 districts have been earmarked for district hospitals under the Agenda 111 of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana. The beneficiary districts are 1. Dafiemo Buse Isa, 2. Wa East, 3. Lambuse, 4. Sisala West, and 5. Wa West. A total of 447,493, representing 53% of the population of the Upper West region, are active members under the National Health Insurance Scheme as at September 2020. Employment subsector, Youth Employment Agency. The agency is implementing 4 models with a total of 2,934 beneficiaries. The breakdown is as follows: community police assistance, 450, youth in sports, 93, school support program, 369, Zoom Lion Sanitation, 2,020, Nation Builders Corps. NACOP is currently rolling out 7 models in the region. A total of 2,975 graduates from the tertiary institutions are benefiting from the various models as indicated below. Educate Ghana, 1,023. Revenue Ghana, 937. Feed Ghana, 132. Civic Ghana, 320. Digitize Ghana, 211. Hail Ghana, 183. Enterprise Ghana, 144. Infrastructure. On road infrastructure, the Department of Urban Roads completed 13 road projects from 2017 to date, and 20 projects are currently ongoing. The Department of Feeder Roads completed 6-number periodic maintenance roads and 90-number periodic maintenance roads for the same period, while 62-number periodic maintenance roads and 4-number routine maintenance roads are ongoing. With respect to the Ghana Highways Authority, 2-number road projects have been completed and 33-number are ongoing in the region. In the water sector, 2-number small-town water systems located at Hambili Hapa and Lambuse have been completed, and 250 boreholes drilled and fitted with hand pumps through the IDA Wellback additional financing for sustainable rural water and sanitation projects. Indeed, His Excellency the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo commissioned the Hambili Hapa Small Town Water Project on 10th October 2020. Under the Infrastructure for Poverty Eradication Program, IPED, 69-number solar-powered mechanized boreholes and 69-number 10-seater WC toilets are under construction in the region. The solar power plant of 6.5 megawatts at Laura was commissioned by His Excellency the President on 10th October 2020, while works on the Kelio plant is progressing according to schedule. The multi-purpose youth center, which is located in Wa, is at the completion stage, and His Excellency the President has indicated that he will name this facility after the great Ghanaian statesman Alhaji Bokar Perla Adama. He made a pronouncement during his recent visit to the Upper West region. Also, 3 business resource centers located at Wa, Tumu, and Jirapa have been completed and now functioning. Security of the region. The 10th Mechanized Battalion has been established in the region. So now we have a permanent military base in the region. The challenge for the unit is accommodation, both residential and offices. Meanwhile, land has been acquired for permanent barracks. The provision of 7 additional vehicles to the Ghana Police Service in the region for patrol duties has drastically reduced the incidence of armed robbery and snatching of motorbikes and telephone in the region. In the area of chieftaincy, land, and religious disputes, the Regional House of Chiefs and the Regional Peace Council are mediating to get the few cases resolved. Notable among these is the Nandom chieftaincy disputes. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I would like, on behalf of the chiefs and people of the Upper West region, and on my own behalf, express our heartfelt appreciation to His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana, and his government for the developments brought to the region. We can say that we have a fair share of the national cake from the first term of His Excellency's government, and to assure him that we are solidly behind his mission come December 7, 2020. It is refreshing to state that His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has visited the region more than any president in the history of Ghana. From January 2020 to date, he's visited the Upper West region 12 times. This is unprecedented. There were persons who ruled this country but never set foot in the Upper West region. That is why the people of the Upper West region truly appreciate this gesture by His Excellency the President. I also wish to indicate that the region is very peaceful and very industrious and have very industrious people. So I wish to invite investors to the region, especially those in the agro-based and tourism industry. My brother, you can now roll the pictures. So these are some of the infrastructure that has been put up in the Upper West region. Roll them so that you get good. So this is the good news from the Upper West region. And I want to take this opportunity enormously from the government of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. And we are promising and indeed pledging that we're going to increase the number of parliamentarians from the side of the MPP. Currently, we have 5. And under my leadership, we are going to increase it to 7. For the presidential votes, in 2016, we had 36.46%. Our target is to get 50% of the popular votes in the Upper West. And inshallah, by the grace of Almighty Allah, we shall get the 7 seats and get a minimum of 50% of the presidential vote. Thank you, and may Allah bless us all.
Thank you very much, Honorable Dr. Hafiz bin Salih. Please give him another round of applause. In fact, a resounding one for all the ministers who have presented their regions to us this morning. All said and done, please help me welcome Honorable Pius Enam Hajide to give us his concluding remarks and the vote of thanks. Please welcome him with a round of applause.
Thank you very much, Bridget. Need I say more? Another big round of applause for our invited guests, our able and hard-working regional ministers from the Eastern region, the Upper West region, the Greater Accra region, and of course, the Ashanti region. Like I said in my welcome, I indicated to all of us that this was an accountability platform, and without any doubt, it is clear at the end of the presentation that, like I said, a lot of work has actually gone around. And the ministers have been here to further validate some of the claims that have been made here on this same platform by the various sector ministers. We were told, for instance, about the number of seedlings that have been distributed in the Upper West region alone. Some over 1.9 million have been distributed. The Agric Minister was here to mention some of the figures. For any doubting Thomases, these statements from the regional ministers are yet another validation of the truly unprecedented work that is going around this country. And they deserve a big round of applause. Indeed, I can confirm that the story about the new Edubiasi Stadium is correct. The preferred orientation for a football field, a soccer field, is normally the north and south orientation. Otherwise, you'll be looking at the sun whilst you play your football, and you have to be covering your eye. It takes only an incompetent administration to give the people of New Edubiasi an east to west orientation for a football field, and that was what stalled the New Edubiasi Sports Stadium. In fact, if work had even completed on that stadium, it was useless because FIFA was not going to approve any international match on that facility. And we have had to correct that mistake, and now the people of New Edubiasi are going to get what they deserve. Also take note that in the presentation of earlier ministers and even the ministers who presented today, just a few weeks ago, the minister responsible for the northern region was here to report to us on the resolution of the Dagban crisis, correct? Today, we were told about the resolution of several other chieftaincy disputes. Today, in Greater Accra, we have our Gamanche, don't we? I think that God has given Ghana the peacemaker, and all the presentations have further validated the claim that indeed Ghana needs 4 more of such achievements and such feats. Again, the Gamma project has been spoken about, and it has been cited as one of the reasons why the minister who gave us the east-west orientation in New Edubiasi, Honorable Neil Lante Van Der Poel, is going to have to leave Parliament. Because under the Gamma project, several places of convenience have been provided to our people in Odududu, and a harbor is being constructed. So maybe it is high time we say goodbye to the East-West Minister for Youth and Sports, Honorable Neil Lante Van Der Poel. But the big thing, the big catch for me, is that when people mock and attempt to devalue the investments into sanitation, it tells you that they lack an understanding of governance. And that explains why in 2014, only in Accra, over 200 people died, not out of COVID, the world pandemic, but just cholera. Over 200 people died in Accra. Because of the investments through Gamma into places of convenience, we know that we are saying and have said bye-bye to cholera the same way we are saying bye-bye to Neil Lante Van Der Poel and Mr. John Dramani Mahama. Minister, we thank you very much. Again, the infrastructure in Accra is truly and really unprecedented. In one term, 4 years, a former president, Mr. Mahama, gave us 1 interchange. In the same one term of 4 years, another president is giving us a minimum of 3 interchanges in Accra. The Temamoto Way interchange, the Pokwasi interchange, and the Obechebi-Lamte interchange. Minister, I've been told that there's another interchange that the Vice President has just recently cast out for on the Nungwa stretch. If you added that, we are talking about 5 or 6 interchanges under the same term of 4 years. But you know the catch? The 3 interchanges that have been that are under construction, 1 already completed. The cost of the cost of those interchanges, the 3 interchanges put together, is still less. The cost is still less than the 1 interchange Mr. Mahama gave us in Circle. So indeed, my brothers and sisters, I think that there is every justification for the clarion call, 4 more for Nana Addo, 4 more for the NPP to continue to do what we have started doing. Our gratitude to the Lord Almighty for how far Our gratitude to the Lord Almighty for how far He has brought this country under the able leadership of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, and our able ministers of state, members of cabinet, and members of government. We are also grateful to our ministers who have accepted the invitation of the ministry to share the success story through us with the people of Ghana. We are grateful to you, honorable ministers, and your able lieutenants and staff who are helping you. I see that the regional minister